welcome back to another Christmas Advent Calendar tutorial. Today I am joined by Jane McEwen, who runs Jane McEwen Ceramics, and you can find her online, and we're going to be learning about her process today. So Jane, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Okay, so I make Sgraffito bowls, platters, tableware mostly, decorative ware, and I slip cast, which means using liquid clay to, and I pour them in plaster moulds, pour it out, and it makes a shell which then I can paint, and I Sgraffito through. So Sgraffito is using a pointed tool just to make a design, really.
It's kind of like scratching away.
It is scratching away, yeah. So you scratch away the colour layer, and you're left with the clay body layer underneath, which makes like a white against the bright colour.
Perfect. Well, we will now show you Jane's process, and we'll do a little recap at the end, but I hope you enjoy.
So I'm using liquid clay called slip through a sieve to get rid of any bits and pieces, and filling up a plaster mould. And what happens is the plaster absorbs some of the water in the slip, and then leaves, when I pour it out, you'll see in a minute, it leaves a shell of clay, which is basically then, when dried, it makes the mould. This one's already been sitting for about half an hour, so I'll pour it out. It's a lovely noise. And then you're left with a shell of clay, which then goes upside down to drain. And then when it's drained, it's leather hard. I just go around with a metal kidney and then take off the excess, which leaves a nice clean rim to it. And then sponge it around to get it nice and...
Get a nice like even edge.
Yeah, get an even edge. And then whilst it's still in the mould, because it is still quite wobbly, I use underglazes. A lot of people use slip, but I use underglaze because it gives it, because I'm using such delicate tools, it gives a much finer line.
Okay.
So it's really brightly coloured, whereas slips can sometimes be quite pastel. And it takes probably 2 or 3 coats to get a really, really bright red. I use a really soft brush.
So it doesn't like leave brush marks on the clay?
I mean, initially it does, but that's why I do about 2 or 3 different coats.
How long do you leave between each coat, or do you just keep going
until it sort of like goes less shiny and looks a bit matte, and then I have to do another coat for it. So I decided, I used to do the design right up to the rim of the bowl, but where the little inscribed pieces were, they became quite sharp when it was glazed. So now I take away quite a bit of the colour from the top of the bowl. It's quite nice actually, because it sort of frames the design.
Yeah.
So constantly brushing. So yeah, so I bisque fire it after this process to 1000 degrees.
Wow.
In my kiln, just at home, and when it comes out, I just check to make sure there's no bits that need sort of scratching through, which is not easy, but just in case there is anything, and then put a transparent glaze, lead-free transparent glaze, so they are food safe. If anybody does want, people use quite a lot of them for like vinegars and oils and things.
Yes. So the tool that you're using now...
It's a paper crafting tool. It's actually an embossing tool.
Oh,
you can buy really expensive Sgraffito tools. So this is what I'm doing, it's called Sgraffito. You can buy really expensive ones. You really don't need to. So there's a pack of 3 of these for £2.99. And they work really well.
It's almost like what you use for nail art. Like, you know, the dotting tools.
Oh, I know, yeah, my daughters used to have that, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, would you ever use lino tools, or are they too big?
No, they're too clunky really, and also they're not so that the actual tips and everything, I won't be able to sort of get them in. So basically, if I need to take more away, which you'll see in a minute, I use like this sort of tool or a tool that's not so pointy. It's got like a little spoon head or something on it.
They look like dentist tools.
They do look like dentist tools, I know. These are actually proper Sgraffito tools. So I did invest in some of those, but I've just gone back to the $2.99 paper making tool, to be honest, because
that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then really, and when I did run the workshop, it was much easier because I could buy a few of them for people. So this is like, it's got a little bit more of a head on it, so I can take away more stuff at once.
Oh, I see.
This like whole mandala design has been really popular. I used to basically just do like a half mandala coming from the side, but people really like looking down into it, holding it, looking down into it. So basically, when I'm doing it, usually I'm not chatting. It's like I said, it's a bit like a little mini meditation. And when I was in college, we did quite a bit about emotional durability. And ceramics aren't particularly very eco-friendly because of the kiln, the two firings, or even more in some cases. So I was looking into making my work so that maybe people would pass it on, like contemporary heirlooms, so that you sort of like maybe offset a little bit.
Yes.
So people don't have to buy so much, and maybe they, they would think, well, they hold it in their hands. I think that's the thing with bowls. So many people over the weekend were like, oh, I'm a sucker for a bowl, because and they don't make them that big, so you hold them in your hands and they're like a very precious thing, and people look right into them. So when I'm doing the mandala that's started like a whole mandala in the middle of the bowl, you really do stare down into it, and it's a bit like looking into a little meditation, as it were, because I'm rubbish at meditation. I was thinking, what am I having for tea, things like that.
Yeah. So I hope you really enjoyed watching Jane make a beautiful bowl. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to check out Jane McEwen Ceramicist online. Jane, you sell your work online on social media and also through stockists.
Yeah, Southwest stockists, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and in France.
And in France now, yeah, fabulous. Yeah, I really hope you had a great time. This is all about encouraging you guys to get creative this Christmas. So I know that this process is a little bit more formalised than maybe what you could do at home.
It is, but you can get air-dried clay in any good sort of craft stores, and you can roll that out, cut out Christmas decoration shapes. You can paint it with maybe some acrylic, and then when it's still not quite dry, you can scrape through it. You could just use a pencil, anything like that really, any sort of pokey tool sort of thing really. And then when it's dry, you can varnish it. Some of them you can bake in the oven, so they're really quite hard, then varnish it, and then hang them up, and you'd get a really good result with that.
Perfect. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to try it at home, and if you do, try something similar to what Jane does, then make sure you share it using the hashtag createwithjennykate.
It'd be lovely to see.
Yeah, we'd love to see them. All right, well, thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.